Hello. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Wow, I mean, this week seems to be flying by for me. I don't know about you, but it's flying for me for sure. I guess because I have a lot of things happening that I know that I want to do um, this month that I feel like I have a lot going on and that life is just like going by so fast. It's like just kind of freaking me out a little bit, but that's just life, right? Life happens. Sometimes it feels like it's flying by. Sometimes we feel like it's dragging. But other than that, my life is great. I am really super happy with where I'm at in my life right now. Regardless of whether nothing else happened to me, I am content because I love who I am. I'm grateful for all of that, all that I've been given, all that I am, all that I have. And so I'm just really super grateful about that. So today, I want to talk to you. If you can see, it says, how can I take back control over my emotions? Is it possible? It's essential for our emotional well-being, right? To achieve self-awareness. And that's based on how we are responding when we are emotionally triggered. So when you think about it, that happens, right? That we can be emotionally triggered. And that's a whole other issue that I talked about in a live earlier about how, what triggers are and how we are triggered. So achieving self-awareness means taking time. This is the part that you really need to do in order to be able to, manage your emotions. You need to achieve self-awareness around getting to know who you are as a person, just you, not you as a mom or you as a dad or you as a sister or wife, you as a fur baby mom, you as an employee, whatever that is. You have to find out who you are just for you. Being open to change, because this is a piece of the puzzle that a lot of people resist because change is inevitable. And embracing that pivoting may be part of the process. In fact, it's also a part that we often resist, because not only do we resist change because we don't like change, right? We don't want things to be different than how we've already set the plan, the goals that we set for ourselves. We don't want that to change. And then having to pivot, something not only changing, but having to pivot, go a different direction than what we thought was our direction in going. Of course, that can be really scary. Good morning. My name is Leslie Gadet, and I'm an empowerment coach. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions so they can handle their triggers, manage their emotions, and live a more positive life. So this week, I'm talking about emotions and our triggers. And yesterday we covered why we keep letting our emotions get the best of us. Now today I'm going to talk to you about something else that you may be asking yourself, which is, how can I take back control over my emotions? And is it even possible? But first, before I get started, let me just go over this real quick. Thanks for joining. Let me go over this real quick, the cycle that I have behind me. If no one's ever talked to you about this, this exists. I realize this exists. This is my interpretation of what we go through on a daily basis, okay? So if no one's talked to you about it before, it's because no one has made this before. This is mine, okay? So triggers, what are triggers? Well, they evoke an emotion. So triggers are things like the anniversary date of loss or trauma. It could be a scary news event, the ending of a relationship, whether it's personal or professional, or romantic. It could be family friction, isolation, overwhelm, financial issues, maybe being judged, criticized, teased, or put down when you were growing up. An example of maybe being criticized could be that as you were growing up, people would criticize you in the way that you would do things, your approach to problem solving. And so now you fast forward, you're an adult, you're working, you've got a job where maybe you're a manager, or maybe you are part of the collective. And the way that you problem solve, the way you approach things, someone criticizes you, or so you think, but what they're really doing is giving you constructive feedback to help you in the process. Maybe something that you struggled with, but you never asked for help. And so it would take you a little bit longer, your problem solving would take a little bit longer. And so someone gives you constructive feedback, but instead of you taking it as constructive feedback, you take it as a personal attack on you, that how dare them, they are criticizing you personally when they're not. I had to learn that, and I realized once I understood where someone was coming from, when it was really just to help me get better at what I do, then I was able to use that to my advantage. So those are some triggers. And again, as I said, they evoke an emotion, meaning the way you feel about how you're being triggered. And that then will drive the response, meaning what you will say, what you will do, how you show up when you are triggered emotionally based on your feelings, how you show up. And so then what happens is your emotion, again, the response, the reward system is typically either positive or negative. So the negative piece being guilt, shame, and regret because you feel bad about, now that you've had time to think about it, how you responded, what you did or said, could have hurt someone's feelings or undermined something which you did not mean to do, but in the moment you felt justified to show up that way emotionally. And so now you have to go back and try and fix things, right? Now that'll work a lot. Most times that'll work. You're able to fix things in personal relationships. When it comes to professional relationships, I just want you to understand this one piece. If your normal MO is to always show up badly around your emotions when you are triggered, and this is within your work environment, you might get a pass, maybe 2 passes from your coworkers or your boss. But at some point, people are going to start getting fed up with that being your normal MO, and it could undermine your whole working relationship. And so I want to help you avoid that. So again, that's the negative. The positive could be that you have a strong self-awareness muscle, meaning you're really strong about your triggers, how you were triggered, how you emotionally typically showed up in the past, but you're now able to make better decisions on how you show up now. So that is what triggers are. This is a cycle that's on repeat. As you can see, I've written it in the middle. It's on repeat, sometimes multiple times a day. So with that being said, how can you take back control over your emotions? And is it even possible? And all I can say to that is yes, 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 yes. It certainly is possible for you to take back control over your emotions, because that's the deciding piece of the puzzle, right? You first have to decide. You have to decide that you really want to be the piece that really want this right here, which is what you have control over if you allow yourself, that you really want to have control over that piece and not the other way around. So you want to have control over your emotions and not have them managing you, right? Making the decision to manage your emotions so that you can master your life is step number 1. And it will be a defining moment in your life when you decide that now's the time. It really will. Because there's no time like the present, and time waits for no one. So if you're indecisive about what you want to do with your life in any given situation, it doesn't matter what it is, time's not going to wait for you to decide to do it or not, because time just keeps on ticking by. Plus, we're getting really close. I want you to think about this. We're getting really close to a new decade, kind of like resetting the clock, where you get to set new goals and take action to achieve those goals in this new decade. You get to do what you allowed fear to stop you from doing this decade that we're fast approaching, coming to an end. You get to hit reset and start again, and that's okay. So now getting back to how you can take back control over your emotions. Well, number 1, decide that now's the time. Number 2, decide that you want change, that you want to manage your emotions so that you can master your life, so that this piece here, when you're triggered, isn't managing you and you're showing up badly, always having to look back, having to go back and fix things. And number 3, decide that you will do whatever you need to do to make that happen, giving your all for you so that you can be the best version of you by managing your emotions so that you make better decisions when you are emotionally triggered, because it's going to happen, like I said, on repeat. And then you can get back to what's truly important. And what's that? Living a more calm, focused, purposeful, content, and happy life. It is possible for you to manage your emotions. Now, that's why I became a coach, to help others learn to do that, managing this piece, because that's the piece that we have control over, so that they could strengthen their own self-awareness muscle around their emotions, so that they can make better decisions when they're emotionally triggered, and so that they can live a more calm, clear, happy, focused, and positive life by turning their old MO of their emotions managing them to their new MO of them making better decisions when they're triggered and they are managing their emotions. Now, with that being said, I created a program specific to this to teach you how to navigate this cycle. And it's my 90-day accelerator program, Manage Your Emotions, Master Your Life, and it's open for enrollment. If you're that person who's allowing your emotions to manage you and you're ready to make the decision to take back that control, then the program is for you. You know, a lot of reasons, again, why people have, I'm repeating myself of this daily because it's so important for people to understand this piece. People have so many issues around how they navigate their emotions, and that's because of fear. Fear goes hand in hand with just about every emotion that we have. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown, fear of not having control or letting go of control because you don't know how something's going to turn out. Fear of not being enough, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being capable, fear of being judged because what will people think or say, right? Fear is so powerful. I recently read that fear is among the most powerful of all our emotions. And since emotions are far more powerful than thoughts, yes, emotions are far more powerful than thoughts. Fear can overcome even the strongest parts of our intelligence. I mean, fear just really can just do a number on you because it can overtake your intelligence because it's so strong. Meaning fear can make you a slave to your emotions, stopping you dead in your tracks, keeping you on that hamster wheel with no hope of getting off of it. And your inner villain, you know, your inner self-talk that's always negative, is still in control, stays in control, manages your emotions, and manages you. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the end of a year and the end of a decade is fast approaching. You have the chance to hit reset and do what you didn't do this past 10 years if you truly want it. Now, I asked this yesterday and I'm going to ask it again. Do you want to repeat another year? Or if it's been 5 or 10 years for you with your emotions managing you, maybe it's been the way you've been your whole life and you want it to remain your usual MO. And so you show up badly every time you're emotionally triggered. And then you realize after you've had time to cool off and thought about it, that you have to go back and fix it. And now that leaves you with 1 foot in the past. Yes, 1 foot in the past, meaning you're always having to look over your shoulder, go back and fix things that you've said and done because you've undermined that which you were working so diligently forward, but because you got triggered, something happened, you just, in the moment, decided to, react the way you did. And so you're barely in your present life because you're always fixing things. And how can you even think about what's to happen in the future, what's next, right? Because your emotions are managing you. Or maybe you are ready to take back your power and manage this piece because that's, again, where you have the control so that you can master your life. If you're ready to do that, then click on the link in the title notes. I put it there for you. And let's set up a call to see if you are a good fit for the program because maybe you're not, but maybe you are. Maybe you are. If you are, you are if you're ready to take back control of your emotions. You are if you're ready to start mastering your life and living that positive, calm, clear life that you want. I want to get you on the right footing, get you started. To start off your new year and your new decade right so that you can start living your life with more clarity, more confidence, more commitment with intention, and of course, happy and content. Like I said, time waits for no one. So if you're on the fence about the rest of your life being what you want it to be, then now's the time to take back the power over your emotions so that you can realize your dreams. Right? If you want your life to be what you want, only you can make that decision. No one can do it for you. You have to take responsibility for your life. You have to take responsibility for your happiness. A place and a person and a thing cannot make you happy. Only you have that power by taking control over this piece. Stop letting your emotions manage you. If that's who you are, if that's your normal MO. Wouldn't you rather have healthier relationships, a happier life, more content, committed to your whatever you set for your intention for your life so that you can move forward in your life the way you've always wanted to, and you are making better decisions on how you are reacting to any given situation because you're self-aware around it, because you've built a strong self-awareness muscle, as I like to call it, so that you are able to manage your emotions and not the other way around. That's what I want for you. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to navigate your day with an attitude of gratitude, because with the right attitude, it will put you in the right mindset for when life happens, and it will. I'm Leslie Gaudette, and I'm an empowerment coach. I help my clients achieve self-awareness around their emotions so that they can handle the triggers, manage their emotions, and get back to what's really uber important, and that is living a positive life. I hope you all have a fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.